Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rave Social Podcast. I'm your host, Jaiden, and today we have Cassie. Cassie is an incredible OBM. I've worked with her for like almost a year now. I feel like we started working together like around January.
We did.
Yeah, and she's amazing. I mean, before that, I just loved you. I loved your content. I knew we were going to vibe, so I'm really excited to have you on the podcast today. We can talk a little bit about Black Friday and how to get your business set up for that. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about you and what you do and who you like to work with, all that good stuff.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm an online business manager slash OBM. I work with coaches, service providers, and just like creative entrepreneurs. I help them manage the back end of their business and automate a lot of the back end of their business and build out different systems like courses, memberships, and all that good stuff. So literally anything that has to do with like the systems of your online business, I'm your girl.
She really is your girl. And it's crazy to see like the impact of an OBM is so crazy because when you did like my onboarding system, I was completely shocked by like how fast it is, how like I literally wasn't stressed. I was just like from the second someone inquired with me, it was just like the easiest process. I send them a discovery call or I don't. I get to vet them. I send them the proposal. They sign it. Like the onboarding process went from like a week of stressful like anxiety to like literally one day it's completely done.
Yeah, it's so nice. I know. I feel like systems and like what I do, it's like not a very sexy investment for people to make. Like, you know, there's a lot of more fun investments to make, like social media management or like brand photography or like getting your brand designed and all that stuff. But like that's why it's so important to like actually invest in systems, because I can't even tell you how many times like people come to me and they're like, oh, my onboarding system is super clunky and disorganized. It feels like it takes me like a month to onboard new clients. And I'm just like, you're making that way harder on yourself, because you should not take any more time than 5 minutes to onboard a new client. So like really, if like it's going to make it really difficult to like scale your business if you don't make those investments, because you're eventually going to like cap yourself out, and like you're not going to be able to take on new clients because you've got so much admin that's like not, I don't know, that's not working on your business, that's working in your business. So that's why systems is just really important.
Yeah, and it saves so much time, which is so much money. Like I know people say that all the time in their marketing, but it's true. Like you are saving people hours and hours and hours of time, and like that literally is money because you could be doing something else with your time.
Yeah, no, I know totally. I using that marketing, it's always like I always feel funny about it because it's so overused, but it really is like it's so
That's
true.
true.
You know what I mean? Like you have two forms of collateral in business. Like you can spend time or you can spend money. And I mean, I value my time more than I value money. So like I would rather just like pay somebody to like get that system set up so that I don't have to like deal with it anymore. And because like you're able to focus on things that are going to like actually move the needle in your business versus like, I don't know, the pesky, you know, upkeep tasks that you have to do, because it has to be taken care of. You know what I mean?
You have to do it. Yeah, for sure. And you're just amazing at it. And I feel like what would be really beneficial, like for the timing of this episode, is just talking about like how to get your systems and your business ready and set up for Black Friday. So we can kind of talk about different ways that works. But my first question for you is like, how do your systems affect how well your Black Friday sales will go?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to start off by saying that like I feel like Black Friday can have like a super icky negative connotation around it. And like I've had clients that are like, I'm not calling it Black Friday. And I respect that. But I feel like you really don't have to have like an icky thing about it if you're actually coming from a place of where like, hey, okay, this offer is actually going to be super beneficial and serve my community or my audience. But like if you're just going in it to like make a quick buck, like the majority of like the businesses do, then yeah, it's going to feel gross. But like if you're coming from a place of like, hey, I know this offer is going to be really helpful and I'm giving it to them at like a really good price for a short amount of time, then that really takes the ick away. So I just wanted to start with that. So like reframe your perspective on Black Friday or Cyber Monday if you have that kind of ickiness to it, and and create a really amazing offer that's going to help your audience and make some sales. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you can come from a place of like integrity
Yeah,
with your Black Friday sales. Like it doesn't have to be sleazy, it doesn't have to be to make a quick buck. Like you can do it to actually help your community.
period. And I think if you're coming from like that mentality of like service and just like providing value, then there's literally absolutely nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but yeah, so like for your systems, like Black Friday or not Black Friday, like it really can make or break like the smoothness of your business and like of generating sales, because like basically we want to just like make the payment process, we want to make it as smooth and as seamless with that like the least amount of friction for like your buyers as possible. And so like, okay, so like really some really good like Black Friday ideas, like for like if you want to do an offer, like doing like mini courses or doing like templates, like if you're like a copywriter, like creating like templates, or if you're like a social media manager, like creating like, I don't know, caption templates, stuff like that. And then like even doing like a pre-recorded masterclass, like doing things like that that are all super helpful. Like you can have it to where that whole sales process is literally just on, it's on autopilot. So like you set the system up once and you make it extremely easy for people to like give their money to you. And then like, but like you have like the delivery, whatever the product is, like the delivery of it should be sent automatically. The follow-up emails could be sent automatically. And just like I said, just like making that process super seamless and easy. And because if you don't have these things automated, like if somebody's going to buy a course from you or like some templates from you and you don't have the delivery sequence like set up like automatically, then like people are going to be like, hey, where's my thingy that I purchased? And just like really, I don't know, just, I mean, they just bought something from you, so they want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we kind of all just want like instant gratification. So like having that, like you're not going to have to deal with all of those questions and like having to send a million emails out. Like you just set it up once, and then like whether you have like 5 sales or 1,000 sales, those every single sale is going to be like delivered to your client or your customer rather, without you touching a button. So
Yeah.
versus if it's not automated, then like, okay, you're gonna have to like stand by your computer and wait for sales to come in, and then and like send that person an email. Like, ew, that's not fun. Who has time for
No.
that?
Nobody has time for that.
No.
Yeah, and I feel like beyond your like Black Friday sale, like what you're saying, you could do like templates, you could do a lower ticket thing and sell a
Yeah.
lot of them, right? And make a lot of money off of that. But then from there, like if you have like Cassie set up your systems, you can have that automatically go into funnels that like you've already created
Mm-hmm.
to get people into higher ticket offers like later on in that year or maybe next year, you know, like it can go beyond the initial sale.
Yeah, I completely. And like low ticket offers are always really great. Like just because like everybody can work with you, like you know what I mean. So and a lot of the times like our like past clients or past customers are like our warmest leads. And so like maybe somebody, like if you're a coach, like maybe somebody can't like necessarily like afford to do like your high ticket one-on-one coaching right now, but like maybe they're going to buy this mini course from you that displays your teaching style and your vibe, and they're just going to be like, oh my God, she's really cool. I love her. I definitely want to work with her. And even if it's like 6 months down the line or like even a year long, like that's why like having those like lower ticket offers are just super duper great on like just creating warm leads pretty much, because the
Yeah.
likelihood of somebody buying from you again is really really high. So that's why like even like setting up tripwire funnels and stuff, like I do that all the time, because it's basically all about like converting your customer base to a paying customer like as soon as possible, not in like an icky way, but
Yeah.
as soon as possible. And then like and then you know them the likelihood of them buying from you again is, it's like super duper high. So like once we just get over that first like paywall, then it's kind of like cool,
Yeah.
they're in my paying customer base.
Yeah, for sure they are. And so I think like that first step to like getting ready for Black Friday is for sure like making sure there's like those automations.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of feel like the second step is like, what's your long-term strategy? Like, yeah, you can get them in at Black Friday, but like what systems are you going to set up or just tap into to get them like down the line next year or when you're ready to launch a new offer?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like so like when doing a Black Friday offer, like first thing you want to do is like, obviously figure out what your offer is, obviously. And well, I mean, you could if you already have like a low ticket offer that you're selling, you could just do that and just do like a super like saucy sale on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to do like something completely new, like I would just work on like, okay, build out your system first. Like what if it's a template or if it's a course, like get that all squared and set up. And then after that, like you can start to get like the sales process going. So like your checkout page, if you're going to use a sales page, you're going to have your sales page.
Yeah.
So you just want to like gather all of your deliverables. Like, okay, what do I need to take my client or my customer from point A to point B so that they're completely like taken care of after the purchase? Okay, well
Yeah.
we need the checkout page, we need the sales page, we need the confirmation email, we need the delivery email, we have to send them like a receipt for the invoice. So like gather all of these things. Like I would say use a project management tool, but just
Yeah.
like do a big brain dump of everything that they need, and then just start putting those things together. And then at the end of it, like once you have everything, like once you have like your emails written, your checkout page copy written, all of that, then like that's when you can start putting together like the automations.
Yeah.
And like depending on like what your different tech platforms that you're using, like there's so many different tech platforms to use. But should I walk through some tech platforms?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So like I am obsessed with Thrivecart. I would always I would I would like I would like super recommend anybody like to invest in Thrivecart because you can like it's the best like financial point of sale system for sure. You can also host like courses in there as well. And the courses, you can create really beautiful ones, like better than Kajabi and Kartra. And you can also host like I have one of my clients is a copywriter, and we have copywriting templates that come with like little videos. And
Yeah.
so we have like the actual product in Thrivecart that people like can access it, and then they click on the templates like are in the Thrivecart product, they click out and then they're taken to like the different templates. But that way like we have everything provided for the customer so that they know everything. So
Yeah.
so you could use it for templates is what I'm getting at, and you can use it for master classes. So
Does it
and
do communities and memberships and stuff like that as well?
no, it doesn't. But honestly, like Circle, Mighty Networks, those things or those platforms are really, really great for
Yeah.
community. Like I honestly, like I'm not a big fan of Kajabi's community function. I don't
Yeah, I've
think
used it too.
yeah,
It's
it's like
it's fine, but it's kind of clunky, and what I don't like is that you have to like get another app.
yeah, see, exactly. And so like I feel like that's why I don't know, it's not that big of a deal to have two separate like platforms, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for your community if you're doing like a membership. But like
Yeah.
you can host your membership in Thrivecart too, which is really, really great. I'm actually literally working on a project right now. I'm transferring somebody's Kajabi membership. We're transferring it into Thrivecart. So yeah, like not only can you host course and like charge people from and Thrivecart, but you can also create like really amazing funnels, like sales funnels for like upsells and downsells.
Yeah.
And it really seamlessly integrates with a lot of different email marketing platforms too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like just a super big advocate for Thrivecart. They're not even paying me to say this. This is just this is
We
just
are
my
gonna get your affiliate link. We're putting
yeah.
it in the show notes.
I don't even have one. I need to like call them and get it set
You
up.
do, because that was a great sales pitch.
I know it
So
was.
yeah,
Jeez.
basically like you get your what you want to offer all in order, and then you can use like a platform like that to actually establish it. But you said something that I really feel like would be helpful for like our listeners, and that is upsells and downsells, and how can that play into their Black Friday sale.
Totally. Well, so like, let's say if you have like already like a pretty established product suite and like you have, okay, for instance, let's say you're a brand and web designer and you have like a bunch of different templates. You can do where like, okay, we're selling this one template, the website template. Okay, your client or the customer puts in all their information, they click the button to pay, and then the next page that we take them to, instead of it being like your the success page, like thank you, instead it's like, hey, it would go perfect with your website template, a sales page template, or a copywriting template. This is a perfectly paired like product. Do you want to buy this? Yes or no? Like you can get it for, if you purchase right now, you can get it for 30% off. You can't get this deal anywhere else. So kind of like creates a little bit of urgency for them. And like all they have to do is just like click the button to add that on, so it's super like I said, like super, super easy for them to go through the process. And then you can even go as far as like, how, depending on how aggressive you want to be with your sales, like you could press the button again after they add the upsell and to where it'll be like,
how about this?
Hey, that this would be really good too. Like, and you can go on for a really long time, but I mean, obviously it depends on how like aggressive you want to be. But still, like it's a really amazing feature to just like help, like people to help sales, to generate sales, but also that you're able to help like other people with your products. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, so
yeah,
the
like
upsells features are great.
that is really beneficial to, if you are buying a website template or whatever, to then have your sales page. Like, yeah. And like maybe you didn't even think about that when you were going through their product suite or whatever. You were just like, oh, I need like my website, whatever. And you just don't even consider it. So I think that's really beneficial. And one way I've done like an upsell, we didn't do it through Thrivecart, but it was on Stan Store, and we just did an upsell with like a discounted coaching call that went along with like a passive course, which was great too, because then it was like, if you need a little more support than just taking yourself through this self-paced class, you can also get on a coaching call with me. So I just feel like there's so many ways you could incorporate that into your like Black Friday sale to just help your audience a little more, and then also generate a little more revenue for your business.
Yeah, totally. And like, so like, okay, so for you, like we had, it was we had like a mini course, and then it was going to be like you said, like the additional 60-minute call. Cause like, that's going to be super helpful for other people. Like, so if you have like a little course, whatever, I don't know, whatever it is about, but like, even if it's just like passive, you know what I mean? Like you can still offer people like that 45-minute call or that 60-minute call to help them to like go over like the contents of that course. And that it really is super helpful. And then just like when you're doing your upsells, it's like, I don't know, like let's say like if you have like a one-off call rate and it's usually like $600 or $700, like I would just tailor that, the price point on the upsell to be like a little bit lower. So we want to give them like a discounted rate to where they're like, oh, wow, like usually, and you want to let them know on the upsell, like, hey, my one-on-one calls are usually $700, but buy one right now and you get it for $399. And it's like, wow, that's like a super saucy deal that I cannot decline.
Can't pass that up.
Exactly. So like it makes people like, okay, I'm gonna add it on. So it's like you're helping them because you're helping them save money, and you're also helping them to like I don't know, like discuss the contents of the course. So that's could be like a really good idea that you could do for a Black Friday sale. And
yeah. Do you feel like there's any other like things people should know relating to Black Friday specifically, or mostly just general?
I think, okay, well, one thing I will say, so like Thrivecart seamlessly integrates with email marketing platforms. And so if you are like running a Black Friday sale and you're really wanting to do like email marketing, one thing I will say is like start nurturing your email subscribers now. There's nothing more annoying that when like people only pop up into your inbox when they're wanting a sale, you know what I mean? Like that's like unsubscribe. So like so like if you are going to run a Black Friday sale with your email marketing subscribers, I would definitely start like sending out at least like twice a month right now, Well, actually, no, because even like next month it's October. Jeez, that's so crazy. But I would just
Yeah.
start sending out your emails, your newsletters to people, and like make them fun and educational and valuable. You don't need to like be pitching any sales, but that is one thing that I will say. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love that. I think that's a really good thing to mention now is like prepare early. And I feel the same way about social media. Like if you are planning to do a Black Friday sale or a Black Friday launch, like you need to be sharing value and like connecting with your community now so that you don't one annoy them when you start asking for the sale, but two, like be that person that's only ever asking for money because that's just going to push your audience away from you.
yeah, for sure. It's just kind of like annoying. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just because you could get the vibe when people are just like they're just there for like the money. And for me, like it's such a turn off. Like it's just so like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know,
Yeah.
treat us like, don't look at me like I'm a dollar sign. Like look at me like I'm like your fellow human. You know what I mean?
That is yes. Yes. Like I've totally followed people too that like they only pop up when they're like selling something and I'm just like I don't respect that. Like I don't and then I'm just like unfollow because like I don't feel like you care about me at all and like that makes me
Yeah,
not care about you like in your business,
totally.
Yeah, it's just so
100%.
mutual. Okay, well awesome. There's your Black Friday spill everyone. But I
Yeah.
also feel like we could just talk about other business systems that you feel like are really important and valuable to have like from the get-go.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I already know what I'm going to say. Your client
Spill it.
your client experience. Definitely invest in making your client experience really really amazing. So whether you're a social media manager, a copywriter, a brand and web designer, a coach, doesn't matter. You need to have a really stellar client experience, and not only will it be better for like you as the business owner, but it's also going to be better for like the client as well, like making that process as super easy as possible and just like seamless as possible too. So and whether you want to use something like Honeybook or Dubsado, like either CRM is amazing. I prefer Dubsado because I think it has a lot better like workflow features, but
Yeah.
I still love Honeybook too. Like there's some things that I prefer Honeybook over Dubsado as well, but like they're both really really good ones, and there's a bunch of other ones, but those are like my two like main ones that I always go with. But like I would definitely make that investment because like I mean, like we were talking about earlier, like if your onboarding process, it feels like it takes like a month, like that's just like so unsustainable. And I feel like another issue too is like people get really excited when they sign a new client or like when they have a new lead come in, but they're also like, because now their to-do list is like huge.
Guilty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it sucks. Like it should be a celebratory time. It shouldn't be like an anxious, anxiety ridden time. So that's why, like I said too, like it's not the sexy investment to make, but it is gonna be the most beneficial because like your systems are like the foundations of your business. And like if you wouldn't build a house without a foundation, you know what I mean? So you
Yep.
you really don't want to build like a business without a foundation, which you honestly really can't, because it really will like eventually cap you and like limit you to what you can actually do, because we only have so much time, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
so much energy. And like sending those annoying emails of like oh hey like you so like not having an automation where like once somebody fills out your inquiry form and not having the like an automatic email sent to them that's like, hey, I received your email, thank you so much, I'll get back to you in 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. Like that, just that alone, having that automation is so beneficial, because like a lot of times people will like lose out on hot leads because they take too long to respond. Like people want instant recognition too, and so like those that's why like those certain automations really are so helpful, because it's not like you're gonna have time to like sit at your inbox and wait for somebody to come through. So like set up the automations, and
Yeah.
even like like with scheduling, like you don't need to be generating a Zoom link. Like you can like, or going back and forth with the client about what time works best. Like you can just like, you can have that whole process set up and automated, and to where it's like it happens with like a click of a button instead of like
Yeah.
doing that back and forth, because like those are energy leaks, you know what I mean? And like
100% they are. Yeah.
yeah, it takes
They're,
so much energy to run a business, like you know what I mean, like it's like
and
we're
like,
tired.
no, for real. And then it also just like those types of things that like can be automated and can be systemized and stuff are just like taking time out of your day where like for one, you could be doing nothing. Like
Yeah,
that is productive to sometimes do nothing and let ideas flow and let your business just do its thing.
yeah,
Or if you're feeling really excited about a new offer or something, like that's time you can spend developing a new offer and getting it out into the world instead of like going back and forth with people in your
yeah,
emails when you just don't need to. And also like I feel like it really impacts your client, and their experience when you're onboarding them especially is going to be a preview into how your working relationship is. And if it's really difficult for them to get a hold of you, pay their bill, like do anything like that, they're going to be like, oh, I have a bad vibe about this from the very start, which can hurt your long-term relationship.
yeah, completely, 100%. That's like, well, period, just period. So
Period.
you know, like that's why it's so like your client experience is like your kind of like your first impression for your customers and your clients, and like we just want to have like the process to be so easy, like if you're sending contracts and people are having to like log in to DocuSign or like create a DocuSign account to sign your contract, that's that's so annoying. Like, sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but like it's annoying. Like that's very it's just not easy. Like that recently happened to me, and I was just like, I had to create like the DocuSign account, and I had to like, and then one of them I had to like put my credit card in to like start the free trial. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Oh,
oh, so you know what I mean? And like so you don't want that to happen. You want it to be so easy to where they can just like sign it and just to pay you really quickly as well too.
yeah,
So
reduce the friction. Like it makes it easier for you, yeah, but like better than that, it makes it easier for your clients. And like how
mhm.
beautiful to offer them an experience of working with you where like they are not stressed about this.
Yeah.
They're just flowing through the process.
Yeah, like good vibes, like, okay, I have made the right choice. I'm working with the right person. Like you can send them like a beautiful proposal. Like if you're using proposals, like you can send them like a beautiful proposal, and that it's, has like the contract and the invoice attached. So like that's like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like it's a way to impress your clients. And so it's just such a great opportunity to impress
Yeah.
people and just to, I don't know, just show them what you got.
That's like one of the best things I feel like about my workflow, my onboarding workflow that you help me with is that process of like I send the proposal and the invoice and the contract is just it's all together. So like
Mhm.
that's normally a part of your business that like you're going back and forth. Like you're sending the
Mhm.
proposal, they accept the proposal, then you're going to send them the contract. They're going to sign the contract, then you're going to send them the invoice, and it's like, "Oh my god, like that literally that would take me all day because like I get distracted."
Seriously
I would be
though.
like, "Oh, blah 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 blah,"
Squirrel.
blah. And they're like, "What am I doing?" Like I need it to just happen so that I don't have to think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's cool too because like even for yours, like people think that like having an automated client experience is gonna like make your stuff sound robotic or like lose the personal touch, and that's so untrue. And the like, because what we do is like we basically like create all of the emails and the copy so that it is your brand voice with the emails that we're sending. And there's also this like super snazzy feature where it's like smart links. So like it pulls all of the information. So like you don't have to send a contract and like, okay, type in the invoice, the payment of everything that they're getting, like the project date, all of that. You don't have to type that in because of smart links, because it's automatically going to pull all of that information in. So it's
Yeah.
all about working smarter, not harder.
Wow, literally cheers to that.
Cheers.
Because I don't want to work harder. And I don't think anyone does. I don't think anyone does. I think we're all like, what can we take off of our plates?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's one thing that you can take off your plate for sure. So invest in the automated client experience. You will not be disappointed. You'll be very happy.
How, like, as far as the client experience goes, that first part's over. We know that's a major part. But then how do you use automations and systems in the meantime, like before the relationship potentially ends?
So, like, what different automations would
Yeah,
should
like,
you use?
are you like, what else would you recommend? Like having testimonials go out, having regular check-ins. What are some of those things that could elevate that client experience through the entire relationship, not just at the beginning?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so like a lot of times people are afraid to get feedback, and which um ask for feedback. Ask for
Yeah.
feedback. Like it's feedback is so valuable for your business. Like it's going to help you evolve and grow and make tweaks where you need to. I feel like so many people are scared of it, which I was too. Like I was right in to send off my first feedback form because I was like, oh my god, they're gonna tell me I was so bad. They're gonna tell me that they hate me. Like they're gonna, like, and I'm like, I can't handle it. I don't even want to hear it. And that wasn't the case, you know what I mean? So but like I also like the way that you can format your feedback questions too is like you can make it to where like, okay, how can I be better? Like what can I do to like make tweaks, or like what was the transformation, what was the overall transformation that I provided for this specific client? And so like you can make tweaks to your business based off of their answers, and you can also create really great content about it, because like I don't know, like a testimonial is cool, but like people don't care about a testimonial. Like they care about the transformation. So like
Yeah.
if you're structuring your feedback questions, like how did you feel before working with me? How did you feel after working with me? Then you're able to see that bridge, and you can use that bridge in like your marketing and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but like so like people like having like an automated offboarding process is so good, because obviously like it's just annoying to have to like send a feedback form. So if you have it just all set up and like you build out the workflow once, you have the feedback form created once, and then just like once a project is finished, it's like the automation is set up where it's sent, then you don't even have to like worry about like it's just like a thought in the back of your mind. Like it's you don't have to lift a finger to do it. But that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because that
Yeah.
information is so valuable.
And do you feel like part of that offboarding like client experience, because like some projects, like, right, some people like me, it's like ongoing for like, it could be years that we're working together, and then other people have like, I did your website, the project's over, feedback form. So for somebody who has an ongoing relationship with this person, maybe it's retainer clients or something, you could send those feedback forms like periodically in your relationship to get feedback and improve.
Mm-hmm.
But
Totally.
what kind of automations or systems would you recommend for someone who needs an offboarding process for like, it's not a set project, like we didn't do a website, we're just kind of ending our relationship together? What would that look like?
Yeah, well, I feel like, well, that just really depends on like what was the climate of you guys parting ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're parting ways on good terms, then you could just have like a standard offboarding process. Like
Yeah.
these things don't have to be like crazy fancy. Like an offboarding process for me is like we send like the feedback form and then email, and then like we also send like 4-month check-in emails, because like our past clients, people who have like bought from us before, like those are some of our warmest leads. So
Yeah.
like even if it's a retainer, like you were just saying that you worked together for a long time and you parted ways, well, that doesn't mean that they're never going to come back. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they could totally be coming back to you. So like having like a 4-month check-in email sent so that it just sends automatically, like that's like the client offboarding process that I have, is like, okay, we send like the feedback form, and the timing of it all is super dependent upon like your just like your business, and like if it's a project or a retainer, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
you can send the feedback form like immediately after you've offboarded them, and like you give them all of their information for their offboarding. You could even send it like a week or two later after the offboarding or like after you guys already finished, you know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
the timing is kind of like up to you. And then but in that same offboarding process, like have like an email set up that's in the workflow that sends them like a 4-month check-in, because it's like
Yeah.
you're not gonna oh, I should send Jaiden a check-in email. Like no, you don't. You're thinking about other
You
things, you know.
forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like if you have it set up, like you should just write out the email that's like, hey, long time no talk, or it's been a while. I hope everything's really well. I'd love to hear what's going on, how things are going on in your business. So like you're just like buzzing in their ear. You're reaching out in their inbox, and it comes off as like a very personal email too. And then
Yeah.
you can just be like, oh, by the way, if you need me for anything, like remember I'm here for social media, anything that you
Yeah.
need, or you know what I mean? But that's why just like sending that check-in, and like you're not even thinking about it, and then it's gonna make them like, oh, Jaiden's in my inbox, like I actually could use her help, or no, I don't need her help
Yeah.
right now, you know what I mean? But like still like you're there.
Yeah. It's like a way to maintain that relationship.
Yeah.
Just automate, like you don't even have to think about it
Yeah,
in between. Yeah, that's
exactly.
so important. Are
Yeah.
there any other elements of the client experience that you feel like people kind of miss or
I feel like having a really nice client portal is also super helpful. Like if you have all of your onboarding documents and like a Google Doc, like your intake form or stuff like that,
yeah.
um, I would definitely recommend changing that and like using, like I've made some really beautiful client portals from Notion. Um,
Oh,
that
yeah.
yeah, and I also ClickUp. Like I'm a super ClickUp girly. Love ClickUp, but like it just like depends on like who the client is. But like having like a really beautiful like client portal in Notion that you can send to them, that you could just build out. That's very easy on the eyes, and
Yeah.
also just like it has everything there for them. So it's like, okay, here's my contact information. Here's your onboarding form. I need you to upload these documents, please, before like we
Yeah,
start.
like a checklist, like
Yeah,
everything that they could need. That's like really making me think I should improve mine because I'm like, wait, there's some stuff on mine that I should have in there that I just don't. But yeah, that's such a good idea. I mean, just make it
yeah.
easy for them.
Yeah, just like anything, just think about all of the things that your client needs to be successfully onboarded and to successfully start working together. Do like a big brain dump, and then figure out like how you can create like a client portal, and maybe it's a Notion, or maybe it would be better off in ClickUp. But just getting that to where like you're literally providing everything that your client needs. Like there's like they don't need to ask you one
Yeah.
question because you've already answered it. Like that's
And
what we
like
want.
we were talking about the friction of like working together, like, or like getting a client basically, making it easy to make the purchase, but
Mm-hmm.
like making it easy to work with you. Like, how can
Yeah.
you do it during the entire relationship so that they're not like having to email you and be like, I don't know where like this is or that is. Like, that's annoying for them and like it's annoying for you too. So, if you can mitigate that by having the good client experience, having the dashboard, whatever, like that's going to help improve the relationship too.
Totally, totally. It really does, and it like you impress your clients too. Like they're like, okay, like this girl's got
Yeah.
her shit together. Like,
I mean, I've totally been impressed by people like that I've worked with, and I'm like, your onboarding process is so like, I'm just like, yes, this is gonna be so juicy. And then there's other people I've worked with where I'm like, okay, like I don't know if we're gonna vibe together because this is a little
yeah,
bit crazy.
totally. No, like you can feel like your client can feel the disorganization if you're like a little bit all over the place, which is why it's like ring it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
You don't even like
tighten it up.
have to be an organized person
Yeah,
especially if you hire someone like Cassie, which I was gonna say is like your what we were just talking about Black Friday, and I feel like your VIP offer, like your 1 day, you can kind of get stuff set up like that, right? For Black Friday.
yeah. So I'm an OBM, so like I have my retainer clients, and then I also just have like one-off projects to where like maybe you don't need like a full OBM like
Yeah.
support, but like you want to build like a tripwire funnel, or like a funnel for your course, or you want to build out your course, or you have a membership, like that you only just need somebody to come in and like build it out for you and then kind of like
Yeah.
show you how to do it. So that's like with my VIP intensives that I do. So it's like super one off, and yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so you could totally use Cassie for that. Like if you're like, I just have this one project. She's done a couple for me. She's done my onboarding process. She's done a course for me, like a course funnel, a freebie into a funnel. She's done a couple different things like that for me, and they've all been just like literal chef's kiss. She makes it so easy, and then so easy for my clients. And like I just get emails that's like, somebody booked like a coaching call, somebody did this, somebody did this, and it's like I didn't even do anything. I'm just like existing, and this is happening because of the systems that you helped me set up.
Yeah, it's so fun. I know. I love seeing passive income come in on my clients. Like passive income is really, really fun because even though you worked, like you work to set the system up, you know what I mean? And like you all that brain power to figure out the offer and everything. Like you get the system set up once, right? Figure what it is, the offer, but then like you just keep getting paid. Like it's so fun to get payment notifications of like people like buying, like having like
Yes.
having like a $2,000 day because like 3 or 4 people bought your course, and it's like, oh, it's like it feels like free money.
No, it literally feels like it's so girl math because it's just
Yeah.
like free money. Like I've woken up like on a Sunday morning and like I'm addicted to checking my email. So some people
I
are
am too.
addicted to Instagram. I'm always on that Gmail app.
Dude,
always.
me too.
And I'll get in there and it will be like somebody like either upsold something or my email funnel worked or my freebie got downloaded, and I'm just like, I'm cool. Like I just feel so like I'm awesome.
You are awesome. You really are. But
it's you.
So is passive income though. Passive income really is. It's like it's just so fun. Like I don't know. Is there really a better email to get than like the Stripe notifications that like
I don't think so.
cha-ching, you know what I mean? Like it's so fun.
Cha-ching.
So it really is. It's so fun. So like when you like if you wanted to get something set up like that, like if you have an idea, like that's something that we can get set up to where the sales process is on like completely autopilot, and then you can make sales in your sleep while you're on vacation, while you're actually working. But it's just so fun to like get those like payment notifications automatically. It's so fun.
It is. It's the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely if you are like, maybe this is for me, like at least talk with Cassie because she'll help you like figure out if it's for you or not.
Totally.
And yeah.
Even if you just have questions, my DMs are always open. You can ask me. I'm like more than happy to help. I'm not gonna like end up like pitching you or anything. I just like, I love helping people like figure these things out. So just, if you have a question on which tech platform would be best for you, send me a DM. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And this conversation's been so, so, so fun, but I do have one more question for you.
What is it?
And it is, if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say, excuse me. I would say I would tell her to let her freak flag fly and to just really like, just to be herself. You know what I mean? Like, just be you and fuck them if they don't like it. You know what I mean? Like that's the mentality to have. And I think that's exactly what I would tell her, because I, even like for my online business, like I used to really like, I struggled with how I was supposed to show up. Like how are you supposed to show up on Instagram? Like, what am I, like, what's like the protocol? You know what I mean? And it's so exhausting to like figure out like how you should show up and how you should be. And, like when I finally was just like, cause I always felt like I was like a weird or a different person and like, just like an outsider. I don't know. I felt like that's just how I felt. And so like before I would show up on Instagram, like it was like, I didn't want people to find out that I was weird. And then finally I was just like, this is so exhausting. Like I'm just gonna like, let's just be myself. And then that's when like your business really like blows up, like because
it's
you actually
so true.
It's so true, like because you actually find out that okay, you're not weird. There's a lot of people that are like your flavor of weird. So like it
Yeah.
takes away that like that feeling of like, oh, I feel alone. You know what I mean? It takes it away. And it just feels like really good to just like show up and be your authentic self, because it's like I don't know, just like showing up online, it can be so tricky. Like how are you supposed to do it? And then, finally when it's just like I'm just gonna be me, I'm just gonna show up and have fun, and like,
Yeah.
just to be there with my friends online and to like provide like value for my community, and to just like, have like fun back and forth, like playfulness, you know what I mean? And like it's just
Absolutely.
and just authenticity, like being authentic and like being yourself, and that it's just, I feel like it's just the most important thing that you could do for your life
It,
and your business.
for your entire life, I completely agree. And it's like something I've been coaching another client of mine on is like, it's okay to show up being yourself and then get confused and then show up a different way. Like, it's okay
Yeah.
to be seen trying, it's okay to be seen moving forward. Like, truly, nobody's going to remember any those things that you are judging yourself for and so concerned about. Like, truthfully, no one is going
Yeah.
to remember that. Like, they just really aren't. And like,
Mm-hmm.
who I am has like changed and evolved even in the last 18 months. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
I show up is so different, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to just go through those phases of life and just be yourself, and you can't be afraid to like be seen trying to do it.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
exactly. And I feel like too, like when you see somebody online that's like posting, that's just like being themselves, I think that it really gives the, not that you need a permission slip, you don't, but like I feel like it gives other people permission to do the same, because it's like, okay, well, if she's doing it, then I can do it too, Like you don't need the permission slip, but it's like it's cool to see somebody else doing it, because it's like
Yeah.
they're just in their truth, and it's like, it like it doesn't matter if like you're rejected, like you, because it's gonna happen. Like some people are, you're just not
Yeah.
gonna be some people's flavor, and that's okay. But like you should still show up as you and who you are, and like, because then you are going to find like, that's how you really find like dream clients, and
It
you're,
really is.
you know what I
Because they're
mean?
gonna like you and like respect you for those like very niche, weird things about yourself that honestly you might even not even know. Like, you might not even know that's why they're booking with you, but you just
Mm-hmm.
vibe really hard together. Like, even you and I, like, we just like each other. Like, I don't know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Eh,
It's that earth
That's
energy.
it.
It's
Yeah.
that Capricorn Taurus. That's what it is.
Yes. Earth signs, baby. But
That's
really,
it.
like, you will attract the people that genuinely like you. And imagine showing up as some version of yourself that's not really you. Like,
Yeah.
imagine showing up as some diluted version of you or some weird version of you. You're going to attract like those clients,
Yeah.
and then you're really not going to like them.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's so true. Like, because if you're showing up inauthentically, then like you're gonna, like you just said, you're gonna attract people that like are attracted to that, and then you're just gonna end up clashing with them, and
Yeah.
it sucks. So like just show up and be yourself, and like talk about your weird quirks, and like that, like any, like the majority of my sales that I've had in my business have all, like majority of that have them have come from like me like posting like a book that I'm reading, or like a song, or like a funny
Yeah.
joke, and they're like, oh my god, I love this so much, by the way, I'd love to work with you, you know what I mean? Like
It's
it
so
always
funny.
it always works like that, you know what I
You're
mean?
like, my intricately curated sales message did nothing but like me posting about like the music I listen to.
Yeah,
That's what got you.
yeah, exactly. But it's true. Like it's how it works. And then like that's how you find like your dream clients, to where it's like, okay, like you're just together for a really, really long time. And like
Yeah,
that's the kind of clientele that you want to build anyways, Like
it
that's
really
like,
is.
it makes you feel like secure and like stable. And so yeah.
Yeah. So with you. That was a beautiful piece of advice. Thank you for
Um,
sharing it with me and all of us. And yeah, I'll make sure to link all of Cassie's juicy stuff in the show notes so you guys can reach her. But thank you so much for being on today.
yeah, thank you for having me.
First, I want to say thank you so much for being here and listening to my podcast. It means the world to me, and I just appreciate this community more than you could ever know. If you love this episode or a previous episode that you've listened to, go ahead and head to the leave a review link in the show notes and leave us a review. We would really appreciate it. And we're so glad that you're here. Thank you.